4, 3, 2, and 1. We are live. What's up, brother? How you been?
Good, man.
I went to give you like a shoulder check, but I kind of missed it. It's all
check
good.
Me, dude.
Welcome back, guys. Against the Grain, episode 6. We're excited to be with you guys again. I know it's been a while.
It's been a minute.
And I couldn't wait to get back to this, honestly. It's been busy. It's been crazy. It's been a fun winter, but we're back. We're back and we're live.
We're back, boys.
You know, we started off this episode with if you guys don't know what this is an album cover.
Then you're the grain if you don't know what this is.
You're the grain. Tame Impala, Currents. The name of the album's Currents. Tame Impala is one of our favorite bands.
Yeah.
They're like a
funk.
They're like a funk, throwback, EDM, disco type of band.
They're against the grain.
They're like a psychedelic disco almost, but
Yeah.
we were like a huge fan of them. They actually just headlined Coachella this last year.
Yeah.
But even better than this, guys, we got our first guest. We've been talking about we're gonna get guests. Eventually,
Yeah.
and we keep having episodes. And I said, you know what? We've done 5 episodes, just me and you. People are sick of us already.
And they're tired.
We need to bring in more new blood.
And so we have.
Our guest today is Martin Jurado, a.k.a. Laguna, my best friend, our best friend.
The man, the myth, and the legend. Cracking cold.
What's up, Laguna? How you doing?
What's up?
How are you guys?
Good?
So, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, you pretty much introduced me. My name's Martin. Go by Laguna.
How did you get that name, Laguna?
I don't know. You tell me, man. it goes back.
It does.
It
So
goes back.
me and Martin, we've known each other since my freshman year of high school. He was one of my first friends in my freshman year. He's 2 years older than me. 3?
2.
2 years older than me. And we were both in wrestling together. And so I started my freshman year, so we were both hitting the weights. We were both practicing together. He was the older guy that would show up. He would this guy would have chicks with him. This guy would be all getting straight A's. This guy was the cool guy, dude. And I looked up to this guy. I was like, this guy is so cool, man.
Yeah.
And well, go ahead.
No, finish.
Yeah, so we started being practice partners, and we started lifting together and getting each other better. Yeah. And so anyways, long story short, the way that he got his name Laguna is, at the time, I think whenever he was a junior, I was a freshman, he had long hair that was orange almost.
It was wavy.
It was
wavy.
It was wavy and it had highlights, man. It wasn't orange.
You did it for the culture.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And I was working at Hollister too, so.
Oh.
there you go. So Laguna, this guy looked like he was from Laguna Beach, so everyone just started calling him Laguna, and the name stuck. I haven't not called him that since.
Yeah.
So it feels weird calling him Martin.
Yeah, I went to UNM and had some people we wrestled against.
Yeah.
Oh, you're Laguna, aren't you? Martin, but same thing, you know.
Yeah.
And
Same thing.
My first memory of Josh was I had the long hair, and I see him, and he's a freshman. We were hitting the weights in the summer, and we were the lighter guys. So he's like, "Hey, can you spot me?" And we were going incline. Bench, and we had just gotten done running, and my hair's long, wavy, and I'm spotting him, and I'm above him, and I'm sweating, and then I have a sweat, dude. Sweat just pours down my hair and lands in his eye.
Perfect.
Once you exchange bodily fluid, you become brothers.
That's true.
Hey, that's true.
Hey, you can't argue that.
Yeah, you can't.
So since
No
then,
way.
I was like, this is my best friend.
Yeah. No, literally, and we've been friends since 2007?
2009.
2007, dude.
Oh yeah, you're right.
2006,
2006.
2007. So
Oh,
that's
dang.
a 10.
Well, do you know where I was there?
You were in
Elementary
middle
school.
Holding down the playground, freeze tag king or what?
I said one day we'll be against the grain.
Hey, none of this wouldn't be happening if it wasn't for you, man. So
No, it's for you guys.
thank you.
I look up to you guys the way how you guys said that. So it's pretty
For
cool.
sure. Yeah, that's how it's supposed
Yeah.
to be, man.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, like to get back to what Laguna was saying a little bit, I didn't have a car till I was like a junior, or I didn't have a cell phone until I was like a junior. I'm not kidding you guys. Like this is how great. Like I was like totally old school, and I never had rides. I never had nothing. And Laguna was always willing to give me a ride home, because I would go to school. I'd practice all day. And sometimes I couldn't get a hold of my mom, and I'm like, dude, like, can you just please give me a ride? I'm like, dude, I'll like just begging someone to give me a ride, or else I was like abandoned. Like it was different times, dude.
Yeah.
Like not everyone had a cell phone back then, like how they do now. And I'm telling this guy, I'm like, dude, can you just please give me a ride? And so we just start hanging out. He starts giving me rides home. Starts showing me like new music.
Yeah.
He had like flapjacks in his truck.
My little Cadillac.
So he had like, or is that what they're called? Pancake speakers. He had pancake speakers.
A subwoofer.
Yeah, subwoofer, something like that.
Yeah.
And you know, he starts showing me new music, and then all of a sudden, this guy starts playing like is what you would call now EDM.
Yeah.
And this was like when it wasn't really that popular yet. And I was like, dude, what is this? I'm like, this is like, I've never heard this before.
Yeah.
You know, we all heard that one techno song, Sand Dunes, or what is it called?
Yeah,
Sandstorm.
Yeah.
That was the only techno that we all knew. And it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, stupid. I mean, it's alright, but this guy showed me like some deep house, dude. Like, woo, woo, woo. And it just went sick with the speakers. And I'm like, yo, dude, like, you gotta tell me what this is. Like, what is this? And I don't know. You want to finish the rest of that story?
Yeah, so I told him it was called techno,
Yeah.
but I didn't use techno.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I would always, you know, you hear about these festivals and all that, and you know, they were kind of underground, low key festivals that no one really knew about. You kind of had to call them the number at the time that you know, like probably like 2 hours before the event happened. And yeah, I was like, hey Josh, just tell your parents you're sleeping at my house, which he would have. Which he would have. And you know, he had a great place to stay. He would have woken up to some
carnecitas.
Yeah, some chicharrones in the morning, like tamales or barbacoa. Like my mom had it all, dude.
I don't know what that is, but I ate it.
And then the poor guy was like, oh, you know, like, I want to, but my parents said I'm too young to hang out with you yet. It's like, all right, man, I'll call you in 2 years.
Hey, that was like the first time we tried to make this happen. Slowly, you know, after he came over a couple times for dinner, my parents got to know him. They knew I was in good hands, even though this guy was really crazy.
I wasn't.
He built my parents' trust, and they're like, yeah, you can stay at his house. All of a sudden, this guy took me. He's like, hey, man. He's like, have you ever heard of a rave? And I'm like, no, what is that? I'm like, rave? And he's like, yeah, a rave. He's like, you've heard of a concert, right? And I'm like, yeah, I know what a concert is. He's like, it's like that. He's like, but there's no flyers. He's like, there's no announcement. There's no nothing. He's like, it's underground. And I'm like, what do you mean, underground? Like, literally? He's like, no, man. He's like, have you ever seen Fast and the Furious? And I guess there's like a scene on there, like where they're like, they have like a little rave
Fast
underground.
and the Furious 2.
No, it's the first one. They have like a little.
I thought it was Too Fast and Furious.
Well, all of them, but like the first one had like, so I don't know. It doesn't matter.
It don't matter.
And so he like explained it to me, and I'm like, so how does this happen? How does this work? Like, what do you mean? We just, he's like an hour, like how he just said, he's like an hour or two before. He's like, you call this number. He said there's gonna be a person that answers. He's like, they're gonna give you a mile marker number. I didn't even know what a mile marker was. I'm like, what the mile marker? There's a marker on the what? I'm like, what's going on? Dude, I'm like freshman, like totally good kid, huh? I was a good kid. I still am.
He's still a good kid.
You know what I mean?
He was raised great.
Yeah, you were.
And so anyways, he's like explaining me to everything, and I'm like, dude, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And so he's like, all right, well, you know what? He's like, this Friday, he's like, we're gonna go.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna show you what's up. And it was really like, I had only been to like a Blink-182 concert and like a George Strait concert. Other than that, like
it's like nothing.
nothing. I had no experience. And this guy, like when I went with him, and we went to this, it was, I don't even know what the names were. They had like cool names. It like opened my eyes to like a whole different like scene that I had never even known existed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we're talking like in the middle of the desert, hundreds of people all crowded around. There's one person, but I had never seen a concert where someone was just behind turntables in a laptop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're like, and I'm like, who's here? Who's performing? Like, I didn't get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's like, dude, don't worry about like the person. He's like, just concentrate on like the scene, right?
Yeah.
You're like, it's like, this is what it's all about. Like, meet people. You know what I mean? Like, and that was whenever like glow sticks, real heavy. Like, we were just like, just totally in deep, dude.
Yeah, and the biggest thing is like everyone was positive and everyone was happy, you know.
Everyone
like,
just doing their own thing.
exactly, you know, and that's a hard thing to find nowadays.
Especially now,
It's just like everyone was spreading that positivity, so I think that's what captivated me at first.
Yeah, so everyone's having a good time.
Yeah.
Hey,
Totally different kinds of people all hanging out, and like no one's like, oh, what?
Yeah, like nowadays, like how we were watching before we were watching
Live Witness.
Yeah, with the what's his
Before you came over, we were watching. I was showing him. If you guys haven't seen, it's called Live Witness News on Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then there was a Coachella edition, and so they go to like all these like chicks that are like wearing the flowers on their head and everything, and they have like a reporter go up to them and they're like, so they're like, are you excited to see the hairy buttholes tonight? And they're like, yes, we're so pumped. We're like, we followed them when they first start. Like, it's a band that doesn't even exist.
Yeah.
And these girls are like, we're just excited to see them live, you know? Like,
Yeah.
And like, they did this to so many people. There's this guy who's like,
Yeah.
he's like, I spin them on. He's like, I'm a DJ back in Canada. I play them all the time. Like, just the total grains.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, people that are just like there for the hype.
Yeah, they're just
They don't even
take a
know
picture.
who's playing what.
Yeah.
They could give a crap. It could be like they probably only know the three headliners.
Yeah.
It's like Eminem, Beyonce, and
They're the ones that are for the grain, right?
exactly.
Hey, but I heard you guys are going to a festival pretty soon, right?
We are.
Oh man.
Oh, which one is it?
Snow globe, baby.
It's about 8 days. It's about a week from today. We're gonna be going.
Yeah.
At least, about a week.
Yeah.
About a
You
week.
guys pretty excited or what?
Yeah.
I am. Yeah, I know. I'm excited because I've been there already.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have been there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we went
You've
there
been there.
together.
Yeah.
I forget every festival I've been to. This guy's been with me.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
This is like probably the first festival that we aren't going
I
together.
know, I wish we were.
I know. Rip.
Hey, who knows? It still might happen. This
Okay,
guy's pretty
Mike.
impulsive. He might just show up.
Maybe.
We got a room. Anyways. I'm all. We'll talk about this after. No, just kidding.
probably. But yeah.
This is
what do you guys-
Brandon's first festival.
Yeah,
Is
this is
it?
my first festival.
He's been to
wow.
concerts. He's been to Kendrick. He's been to all these like concerts where it's like, okay, this is who this specifically is.
Yeah.
But he's never been to like a festival where it's like
Like a 3-day festival.
techno, rap, techno, reggae. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Dubstep.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
blended.
Wow.
So,
This is my first one.
but
Really?
you like all the same music that I do, so I think you're gonna love.
I don't
this.
think I'm not gonna like it. I think I'm gonna love it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who you guys excited to see?
I don't know. You go first.
I'm excited to see Vince Staples.
Vince Staples is
Why
he's one
him?
of the headliners.
I just want to hear him sing rap North. Get thug. Get thuggin'.
So Brandon's like the ghetto thug guy in the
Is
crew
he?
for sure. Yeah. Yeah, he's
Well,
like
come on.
hood, bro. Hood.
Is he?
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
And
Who are
me,
you-
I'm like a techno head. Like
Who are you
EDM.
excited to see?
Probably Chami and Mala.
Oh, yeah.
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 Those are good guys.
Yeah, but Skrillex is like the headliner, I
Yeah.
guess.
He'll send
The
us
person.
in the year.
Yeah. Which will still be sick.
Yeah, that'll be dope.
But I show you music all the time, you show me music, and like when you showed me, you know how like Instagram showing you like, or Spotify showing you like your playlist
Yeah.
of like what your favorite, all his favorite music is like my favorite.
Really?
Like what it showed him. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's all I listen to
I know.
every day. Rufus,
Travis.
Travis Scott, Kid Cudi,
Kanye.
Kanye, sticky fingers.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so I know that we're not gonna have like trouble like saying like, hey, I want to see this set.
Yeah.
We're not gonna be like, oh, what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I remember last time we went with a very big group.
Yeah.
And there was always like that, like when you have a group that big, it's like half the group wants to go see a Lullaby Crew, and then the other half wants to see Slugfest.
Yeah.
Or like I'm just making up
Yeah.
names, but you know what I mean. And so like there came like a moment like where we didn't come to a decision as a group.
Yeah.
So like the boys, basically me, Danny, Laguna, and Diego, said screw this, we're gonna go party.
Yeah.
So we went to like the hardcore stage, and
They went.
we basically just like ditched the chicks.
Hey.
Hey,
It'd be like that sometimes.
we weren't. Hey, they were just all friends, right?
Yeah.
So it was just all friends. So we're like,
Yeah.
later. We just disappeared,
Dude.
and we went and had a blast. Danny, he was already in the front, so he went and grabbed us real quick and took us to the front of Snails, and we just like headbanged, dude. We were getting crazy. And then on the other stage, I don't even know who it was, but anyways, we were like going all night, like just having a blast, whatever.
Yeah.
And then like halfway through the night, we like crossed paths with the girls again, and they're like, "Where have you been? You guys, we've been looking for you all night." And we're like, "I don't know. We just got split up." Like,
Yeah.
it happens at festivals.
Yeah. Things happen.
No matter what, we've been to how many festivals, you're gonna get split up.
Yeah.
No matter what, even if you try your hardest, you're gonna get split up.
Yeah.
The bigger the festival, the more chance. Me and this guy are best friends, but we've gotten split up before. But we didn't like have a panic. I had to pick
Yeah.
this guy up in Juarez one time.
Yeah.
Hold down.
Anyways.
Let's go back to the story.
Secret mission, 007.
Spec Ops.
Had to pull like a covert mission. But anyways, these girls were like freaking out. They were like, let it ruin their night.
Yeah.
And we didn't even care. We're
Yeah.
like, why would you let that?
Ruin it.
So we're the reason you're having a good time? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can
You're here
see
for
it.
the wrong reason.
I can see it though, us being the reason why
Yeah.
other people have a good time.
Well, we are very fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, like, you
Yeah.
even if I was by myself,
You're
like,
gonna go have fun.
I'll say, Brandon, call me after. We're gonna tear it up.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know?
I paid too much of that money to.
We're all adults.
Yeah.
You know, I don't gotta hold no one's hand.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So that was like last year. I don't know what year did we go? 2015,
No, it was like 2016.
to 17.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like 2 or 3 years ago. But I think it's gonna be different. Like it's easier when it's just two people going. Don't you think?
Yeah.
When you
Yeah,
have
big
too
group.
big of a group at a festival, it's hard to
Yeah.
maintain. You know what I mean? Someone's got to, all of a sudden you get to the front, someone's like, I gotta pee, and you're like, oh, you idiot. We've
Yeah.
been standing here this whole
You
time.
could go pee.
Just go, man.
Just pull him down.
Yeah. And like me and this guy, we went to Coachella, just me
Yeah.
and him. We
Hey,
drove.
Let me tell you about. He rescued me at Snow Globe, dude.
I
I did
remember.
not pack sufficient and winter gear. And so I show up and I'm wearing probably like some Sperry's or some regular
Total
gear.
douchebag
Yeah.
outfit.
No,
I'm
I
just
mean-
kidding.
Nah, it wasn't that bad.
Total Laguna Beach style. No, I'm just kidding.
And I forget who was playing. It might have been Flume, and we were just. It was cold.
Yeah.
It was probably like maybe like 12. I remember looking.
But there's like, it wasn't cold enough to where there was ice, but there was puddles. So this guy got his feet wet.
Yeah, and so I did have what are those called, the little packets that you put.
The foot warmers.
Yeah.
The lead packets, the hand warmers.
Yeah, the hand warmers. I put some in my
Yeah.
boots. That was not sufficient to cover me. So I'm just like, bro, Josh was right next to me, bro. I'm like, I think I have frostbite, dude. He's like, no, you don't. I was like, dude, I can't feel my toes. He's like, bro, don't say that. So then I was like, dude.
I know when this guy's like just being a baby or he's being
He
serious.
was like, dude, like, I just popped my toe and I didn't feel it pop. He's like, all right. This guy just went out of his way. And this is what makes him such a great friend, is he went and bought me $30 socks.
Dang.
And I doubled up and I got through the night.
There were some gangster socks, dude.
Yeah, I gave him back.
Yeah.
But it was a thought that counted.
Yeah.
You know, he went and bought $30 socks so
Yeah.
that my little toes could be warm.
Your little
dude.
piggies could be warm.
Exactly,
Dude.
exactly.
Every piggy counts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And,
Can
you
we
know,
go
Even
hide?
the pinky.
and that's probably why I have 10 toes.
Yes.
Because of this guy.
It's like the
He would do the same for me.
Yeah.
So I can't like act
Probably.
like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's been times where this guy's rescued me 1,000 times. There's
Yeah.
been multiple times he's rescued me from different situations. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, not just at festivals, but
It's
just
a whole.
just needing a friend to motivate you. You
Yeah.
know, we're both going to school at the same time. You know, I'm barely starting college. This guy's finishing his undergrad,
Yeah.
and you know, you have those. Your first year of college, you're freaking out.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think this is for me. I'm not sure. And this guy's like, bro, college isn't for everyone. He's like, it's actually not for anyone. He's like, anyone who says school is for me is lying.
Yeah.
He's like, no one likes school. You know,
Just getting through it.
you're paying your dues.
Yeah.
You're working harder to make yourself more marketable. He's like, do you want this to pay off? Do you want, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like, everyone has fallen where you're falling right now. He's like, how much motivation do you have? He's like, if you're going to give up, then just give up now. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
He's all, but I don't want to hear you complain. He's like, you either follow through or just, I don't want to hear it no more. And like, he got serious with me, and I'm like, you know what, dude? I'm going to do something, you know. I know that I could do this. I said, I'm just complaining. I said, I'm better than this. And honestly, like, this guy was one of the main reasons I finished school, was because he just sat me down and just talked to me like a man, you know?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are like, oh, yeah, you know, school's not for everyone. Just quit. Don't worry. You know what I mean? But what they really should be telling you is just suck it up.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like the military. Like, just, there's things that you have to go through in life that are uncomfortable,
Right.
but you gotta just get through them.
And it makes you a bigger person at the end
Yes,
of the
you have to.
day. Yeah.
It makes you tougher in the end. It makes you more disciplined. It makes you
Yeah.
more mentally driven. And
You want to be the best after.
yes, and then when you get at the top of that hill, it's a good feeling, man. And knowing that no one else walks the line but you put that work in. And he's in medical school right now.
Yeah.
This guy's, what is it, third year? You third year in?
Yeah, so I just finished I'm at the halfway point. So I'm like probably a year and a half away from graduating medical school.
A year and a half?
Yeah.
That's insane, dude. I just want to make sure we're still recording.
A year and a half.
Yeah. So about a year and a half I can actually say that I'm a doctor.
Yeah.
But it's not going to change me.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't care about titles.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, all that stuff. It's
That's
just,
how I feel too.
it doesn't matter. You know, I'm here to help people and kind of support our community.
Yeah.
And stay in New Mexico.
That's how I feel
But
too.
yeah, you know, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
Have you always wanted to be a doctor or no?
No. So, I was born in Mexico, and I don't know if many people know that, but I was born in Mexico, and
What part exactly?
it's probably like 12 or 14 hours from Juarez, from El Paso, which is probably like northern Mexico.
Okay.
It's called Durango, and I came to the U.S. when I was like 3 or 4. I was 3, and you know, I came here like any other immigrant did. Like, you know, what you hear on the news is pretty much true all the way around. Even getting separated from parents and stuff like that, it's all true.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that big back in the days. But it's still traumatic when you're still, you know, at that age when you have that separation anxiety from your parents.
Yeah.
So I came when I was 3. I said me and my family, we wanted to stay in Belen because my dad had a cousin that lived there, and we were homeless for a while growing up. We didn't have stable housing. We were dirt poor.
Yeah.
my dad wasn't eating just to feed me and my mom, and it was pretty rough. It's just like all that. It's a typical profile that immigrants go through, and everyone has their own way of going through things. But around that age, I was learning Spanish and English at the same time.
3 or 4.
Yeah, and it's really hard being bilingual, learning 2 languages at the same time.
Yeah.
It's super, super hard. And I remember it's even harder for people that are older that like have no background, they don't have the education of it, to like process things.
Right.
So just imagine a little 5-6-year-old kid interpreting for their parents at medical appointments.
Yeah.
It's like, like the doctor.
And you're barely learning, like
Exactly.
you don't even have
Yourself.
full sentences down, and you're like,
exactly. So
you're,
so
that must be a challenge,
yeah,
man.
Yeah.
So even at a young age, you were faced with like extreme difficulties more than most regular kids your age.
Right. So like around that time, I was like, you know what, learning English isn't gonna be enough to create a voice for myself.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I have to step up, and
It's more than just a language.
Exactly. So I did that all through like high school and all that. And in high school I wasn't the best student. I was just trying to get by. I didn't graduate top 10. I didn't,
Do you think it's because you weren't challenged?
It might be.
And you were almost just kind of bored. You're like, I'm gonna just have fun.
And not just that, but I had like some family stuff going on.
Okay.
That
Distractions.
I didn't have a bed to sleep on in high school. I had to sleep on the floor. Like I would wake up with centipedes on me. Like it was rough, man.
Yeah.
So in class, like I remember I was in like welding class with like a bunch of friends, and I would literally sleep in the little booths because I wasn't getting sleep at night.
Right. You were just trying to make up for it in class because you knew you could get away with it.
Yeah.
You had some extra time.
Yeah. So
you could maybe pass with a C. Like I could sleep this period.
Yeah. And I wasn't the best student and all that. And then in college, I was like, you know what? Like this is where it's probably gonna matter the most.
So you knew you were gonna go to college right after high school?
Yeah, but I didn't know what I wanted to. I was like, I'll probably do some engineering. My dad had always wanted to be an engineer, but
so that inspired you?
Yeah, but unfortunately, he had Mexico doesn't have the education system that U.S. has, so he had to like
jump through extra hoops.
No, he unfortunately had to drop out and take care of all his brothers and provide for the family.
Right.
And then the same way I did too. Like I was a kid that I didn't get to watch cartoons on Saturdays. I was working with my dad at like 6 years old. Yeah. It's like digging ditches, doing construction work, doing plumbing, doing whatever we could to just make financial just meet our financial goals. Yeah. And so even in like high school and college, just working, it's just like to help my family
for sure
to get through all that. And then so in college, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try a little bit harder. Like this is probably where it'll matter the most.
Right.
And so
you recognize like, okay, now it's time to like to get my head at like really walk the straight path.
Yeah. So I did. So
you have to be to finish. You have to be to go all the way through. You have to like realize this is it.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So I was interested in engineering at first, and then I was like, you know what, I hate math. Like no one likes this. So I decided to not do that. And I had always had an interest in like the healthcare careers, just because I grew up around that. And I went and saw a pre-med advisor, and he said, you know what, like looking at your high school grades and looking at your scores, I honestly don't think you're going to do it. I don't think you can make it. And
so he was just looking at numbers.
Yeah. And and it was hurtful to hear someone say that without really knowing what I had gone through.
Do you think that kind of drove you more?
It could have.
Like, was that more like inspiration? Like, you know what, this guy doesn't he doesn't know what I can
Yeah.
do or what I
Yeah.
can do.
There's more beyond the numbers than.
Yeah,
Right.
it could have been. And then, I had even some pretty close friends say,
Yeah.
like, I'm going to take Chem 121 or Biology 201, which are the intro level courses for, like, pre-med. Like, really? You're going to do that? And I'm like, yeah, like, and I got A's in those classes.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway.
Was that like recognition? Like, I have the capability
Yeah.
of doing this.
Yeah. And
Like, if I could do this, there's a good chance that I could keep climbing this and still thrive.
a little bit, but, at the same time, it's just like taking it one step at a time. All right, I got
You can't look at it as a whole, huh?
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
That's why I tell
exactly.
everyone, if you're going to start college, don't look at it as a whole.
Yeah.
Take it one class at a time,
Yeah.
one semester at a time, or else you'll freak yourself out, huh?
Yeah, and that's the thing is, like, people try to freak you out and all that, but it doesn't matter what they say. And so I'm going through along. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna shadow everything, just to figure out what I like. Shadowed PA, shadowed nurses, nurse practitioners, physical therapists, pharmacists, everything. But at the end of the day, medicine always called me. And there was a point, I think it was about like my senior year, where I was like, you know what? I'm just going to join the military. I'm going to go and get a pilot slot. Had done everything to get a pilot slot. I had gone through MEPS, which is like the physical.
Like the entrance part.
Yeah. And
You
then,
passed that?
yeah.
Wow, shocker.
Everyone has it. That's
And
sucks,
then
dude.
for pilots, that's actually a little bit more strict with your vision.
Yeah.
And so my vision was tested like no other, and I passed it. I took pilot test, which is like a joystick and flying, like it's pretty cool. And I was about a week from like actually signing the contract to join the Navy to try and get a pilot slot. And then around that same time, my dad had an accident at work, and then he had to get surgeries and all that. And then I was like, I saw the way doctors treated him and all that. And they basically told him that he would never be able to work again. And like for an Hispanic male, or for a Mexican male that has provided for his family all his life, to get told that he will never be able to work again is pretty detrimental.
Yeah.
That's like almost a death sentence.
Yeah.
So I didn't like that. I didn't like that the way they.
Because you knew it wasn't true.
Yeah, exactly.
You knew that it was just them just brushing him off.
Exactly. So then I was like, you know what? Like, there is a need for doctors that speak Spanish and that look like the patients that they're treating.
Yeah.
That come from the same background.
That know that you have their best interest.
Right. So I was like, you know what? Like, F it. I'm going to go and try to get into medical school.
Yeah.
So about a week from when I was supposed to sign the contract for the Navy, I was like, I'm not going to do it. I'm sorry. Like, this is my goal right now. And from then, I decided to do medical school. I took all the necessary like entrance exams and all that. And I had a little hiccups, losing one of my best friends around that time, and had to retake a test. But here I am now, a third and a half year, almost about a year and a half. I'm gonna apply to residency here in probably August, September.
And is that kind of just a toss up?
For what I want to do?
Well, like when you apply for residency, like as far as location goes, could it be anywhere in New Mexico?
It could anywhere
in the nation,
anywhere
right?
in the country.
Oh, it's anywhere in the country?
Yeah.
I thought it was you could just
No.
So you could be taken anywhere.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's cool, dude.
Yeah, but I want to stay here. I mean, my best
What
friend,
are the chances of you doing that?
staying here? It's hard to say, dude. It depends.
Like, what can you do? Can you do anything to like better your chances as far as you staying here?
I mean, yeah, there's like electives, sub internships and all that. I definitely want to stay here. I don't think.
Is there a way you can argue? Like, I know Mexican. Like, I can speak. Like, because I feel like that's a need here automatically. Like, why would they send you to North
Ohio.
Carolina.
Yeah.
When you have skills that are specifically needed for New Mexico.
Yeah, no, it's like an interview, dude. So like for a residency, the way it works is like you have to, depending on what specialty you want to go into, you have to do like sub internships or away rotations,
Right.
which is basically like auditioning for a job at their hospital.
Okay.
And depending on the program that you want to go into, there's probably, I'd say on an average around not an average, but there's a certain number of residency programs for the specialty that you want to go into across the nation.
Okay.
So if you want to say go into general surgery, there's a certain number and you have to interview. It's basically like an audition.
So you have to pick a concentration.
Yeah. So then
for residency.
Right.
Yeah.
So then afterwards, after you like interview and everything at so many programs, you have to create a rank list, which is like 1 through about 10 of like the spots or the residency programs that you like the most. So say you interviewed at UNM and UNM liked you number 1 and
Yes.
you ranked them number 1.
Right.
That's called the match.
Okay.
So then you guys are a match, kind of like Tinder.
Oh,
Yeah.
I haven't been on that. I don't know what that is.
I don't know what Tinder is, but it's kind of like
Does swipe
similar.
right mean you like them?
Yeah, basically.
What does swipe up mean? No, I'm just kidding.
Swipe down.
Yeah, so that's
I swipe up and down every time I use the restroom. No, I'm just kidding.
Rip.
Anyways,
Yeah.
what were you saying?
So yeah, basically that's how it works. Like you have to match, and like say if like the number 2 puts you out 1 and you put them at number 2, but your
Yes.
first one doesn't go. It's just like
It just takes whatever's most compatible.
Right,
Compatible.
right.
With you and what you're looking
it's
for.
an algorithm,
Right.
And so it's designed to
But you're against the grain. How can they find an algorithm that matches you?
exactly. So hopefully, you know, like I want to stay here. This is where I feel like I'm most beneficial to the community. And then, you know, I've had on my rotations, I've had really good interactions with everyone. I get along well with people. It's just like, well, you know, it depends what I want to go into.
Right.
You know, and like right now I'm thinking something surgical. It's
Okay.
probably the way I'm going to go. So we'll see how it goes.
You should go into orthopedics so you can fix my ribs.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
You got a steady hand?
No, that's not for me, but we'll see.
You'll get some inside information, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah, so that's kind of like my story.
Cool.
How I
Beautiful
got
though,
here.
bro.
Yeah.
That's like a true American story right there, dude.
Yeah, you know,
Like
like
a model.
yeah, it's been hard, you know, and I'm not one like other like all these influential people on Instagram. Like I don't need to get motivated. I don't need to motivate others
Yeah.
like that, you know. Like I don't do these things to like motivate other people. Yeah, you know, it's just like at the end of the day, you're your own person, and people that are trying to be influencers or inspirational and all that, like, yeah, you know, that's all good, but at the same time, it's like there's people that have almost had it worse.
Yeah.
And you know, you don't hear from those people.
No, they stay quiet.
Exactly. You know, and
Because they're too busy putting stuff into action.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
if you're constantly talking, constantly telling people what to do, are you really giving 100% into what you're doing? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? This guy is quiet behind the scenes, grinding. Talk about perseverance. And he doesn't, like, talk about a humble, ambitious guy. He has every right to tell everyone, look, I've done this. Like, this guy's in medical school. That's like the highest of the high. Like, he can literally just make endless motivational speech and all this.
Yeah, where I came from.
But he recognizes that the social movement isn't within what people are telling you what to do, but it's within yourself.
Yeah.
So, like, he is like a more of a one-on-one guy.
Yeah.
Like how we are. That's why he's touched me so much.
Yeah.
Because I see that in him. A lot of what he is rubbed off on me.
Yeah.
I'm not like telling everyone, look, everyone, if you want to be successful, you guys gotta like
Yeah.
wake up at 4 a.m.
Yeah, I could give a crap what time you wake up at.
Yeah.
You could wake up at 11 a.m.
Yeah.
As long as you're getting stuff done and you're doing what you need to do, that's all that matters.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what the big thing, because I'm still I'm still the newer dude on this
Yes.
team to you guys. I'm still only 20. And that's what rubs off on me is like I want to be great. And you don't see me like I don't like you. If you know me, I don't like to say like I'm in the military. I don't like to say that standard because like that's not me. I don't want to put myself in that. You know, like there's some guys I'll be like, well, I'm in the military. Like, no, dude. Like I did it because I need to get to school and try to do what you guys are doing.
It's just a small step. In the big journey that you're on.
It's because I messed up my freshman year in college. And I want to try to get on the path you guys are on. And you see how you guys work, your work ethic, and you see where you guys are at now. So that motivates me to look inside what I'm doing internally and just try to be the best I can be, you know?
For sure.
You know?
And it's one day at a time, dude.
Yeah.
It really is. Like he was saying, like even your college career, if you look at it as a whole, you'll freak out. Even like, I mean, it's literally hour by hour. What can I be doing right now?
Yeah.
You know? Am I just sitting here? Can I think, like, plan it out? This year, it took me up until this year to get an actual, like a calendar book, a calendar journal.
Yeah.
And every day, I made it a habit to write down, and I would just sit and think. For the first half hour of my day, I would think, what can I do today? What is it possible that I can do that needs to be done?
Yeah.
You know, set up a doctor's appointment, finish this big project I'm working on, make this phone, you know, all of a sudden your mind starts running. Yeah. And then as the day goes on, you know, halfway through or even right before lunch, just take a look at it. Oh, okay, I did this, I did this. You know what? I could do this right now. I can make this call, you know? And dude, you'll like skip 10 steps. Yeah. Just by doing that. Because if you're just free roaming and freelancing, you'll have one thought and then it'll go out the window and then you won't even remember that thought an hour from now. You know what I mean? Late, you're like, oh, and then all of a sudden you're like, you have something that's past due, or you know what I mean? Just different things. Yeah. But that's one habit that I picked up on this year that's actually really helped me out. Yeah. Just writing stuff down, you know, like, and I hate writing. I'm a lefty, so it hurts. I'm like right like that. I'm all, man.
But the one thing I've learned too this year is just working is just like, you can't, no matter what you try, like if you try to avoid something you don't want to do at work or whatever you're doing, just do it. Just go head nose, because at the end of the day, it's over. You don't have to do it again.
And then you'll have something that you overcame.
Yeah, exactly.
At the end of the day, you'll be like, oh, I did that. Yeah. You'll feel good about yourself. You'll go home and not be stressed. You'll be less stressed out because you'll know that you overcame something.
Oh, it's not.
If you don't know, but if you don't ever overcome something in life or even day to day, that's when you get stressed out. Yeah. And people get anxiety and they have all these mental problems. It's because they're not doing enough to keep themselves busy. Yeah. And they feel guilty. It's almost like they're guilty conscious, saying you didn't do enough. You're not good enough. Yeah. But when you constantly put yourself in a corner and you overcome an obstacle every day, then you feel more self-worth. Yeah. More, did I say that right? Yeah, self-worth, you know? Yeah. Like, you'll feel better and you'll have less stress.
I also figured out, like, not figured out, but I was noticing, if you don't want to do this task and you're trying to get around it, you're doing more work trying to get around it than just going through it.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't have said it better. My dad tells me that, actually, all the time.
So I'm just like, I'm just going to do this right now. That's good. And at the end of the day, I'll be doing something easier, you know? Yes. And going home knowing, like, God, this day's over.
That's really good. Yeah. Yes, I know, because we've all met those people that work harder trying to cut corners. Yeah. It's like if you would have put that much effort into just doing your job, you would have already been a manager. Yeah. You know, but you're trying to avoid, how can I do the minimum? Yeah. How can I not do this and put it on someone else?
But, you know, just to add to what you guys are saying, I think the most important thing is being flexible. Yeah. You know? The thing is like, you can have all these things lined up. You can have this schedule, but if you don't meet it, not be hard on yourself.
Because life happens.
Exactly. And not just that, don't look at it as a failure. You know, that's how I took it, you know. Like, like I looked at it as a setback. Yeah. Whatever, you know, I went through this, it doesn't matter. I'm a little bit behind, or, you know, like I didn't get to, do this at this specific time. But whenever I do get to that point where I do want to do it, I'm where I need to be. Yeah. Right. Rather than like, dang,
you're set it's up the end success. Of my life. Yeah. Oh, I'm not going to sleep tonight because I didn't do enough.
Exactly. And that's why anxiety depression,
all that exists.
all this mental, all these psychiatric disorders go up.
So it could go both ways then.
Right.
So it could go of like you not meeting your own expectations,
Right.
or it could be you avoiding
Failing.
all of the stuff you have to do, and then you feeling guilty about
Right.
it, and then letting it stress you out.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, I went through something like that, like a little setback, and I didn't let that. It hurt. Don't get me wrong. When I applied for that job I've been talking about, and then I have to go do everything again. You know, like started from probably like square 3 or something like that.
Square 3.
That's not too far back, you know.
Yeah.
But like I'm not starting all over again. You know, they know who I am. They like what I do, but I messed up. You know, I set myself for a little setback. And now
You might have set yourself up for blessings too.
Exactly.
You never know.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, but
You might. That might have
Yeah.
been God saying, "Look, bro, go this way a little bit. I'm gonna help you out.
and then
I know
put
your
me
heart's in the
back,
right place."
and you put me right back in the same spot, and everything is going well. You know, like I feel like this time it's gonna be just not easy, but it's gonna be easier to get into what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? With not much like fear and anxiety. Like I'm in the right headspace to get like what I need to do.
He's making sure that this is exactly what you want for your life.
Yeah, and
And
it
you
is.
seem pretty confident about
Yeah.
it.
Like I feel calm. Like before, the first time I went in, and I was like, oh
You're
my
like,
God,
is this what I
it?
should be doing? Is
Yeah.
this who I am?
Yeah, exactly. And now I'm like, this is it. This is what I know I want to do. This is what, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like I'm calm going into it, not like, oh my God, I'm nervous. Like,
right.
you know, it's more like,
That's
deep
good.
breath, let's do this.
That's good. That's important because
Yeah,
it's hard to have peace, you know, when you're choosing your career path and stuff. There's
Yeah.
always that concern, that question.
is this
Is
right?
this where I belong? Is this, I finally found that peace in my career, and I think you're on the right path
Yeah.
too.
And
You still got a lot
it never,
to go.
It never goes away.
It
though.
never does
Yeah,
though.
it never
You're
goes
never
away.
content, but at least you have more peace on the path that you're on,
Yeah,
and
you're
you're not
happy.
stressed about it. You're excited about it.
That's what it seems with you. You could tell
We're
you
all
want to
excited.
be where you're at.
Laguna,
Yeah,
you're
it's a-
excited. You're struggling, but you're excited about where it's gonna lead to. Same with you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's all these little things that we're going through.
there's a lot of highs and lows in medicine, dude.
Like that.
It's just like I've been in the operating room when a patient is dying, and I have to massage a heart. And there's been like the highs is probably when I delivered a baby on my own.
I remember that.
That's probably
Did you catch it?
Yeah, I caught it, dude. Like
That's so sick.
yeah, I was
One-handed or two-handed?
two.
You go
Oh, you didn't reanimate
It was
it?
like two.
It's all down.
Yeah.
So I reached back like, what?
Yeah.
Into the chest.
I was scared, man.
Were you?
Yeah, so I mean,
Well, you got this crazy chick yelling at you and freaking out.
she was nice.
Oh.
She was nice, but
Get this baby out of me.
yeah, it's just like the highs and lows, dude. And
Yeah.
it's like every depending on what specialty you want to go to, you're dealing with death or life
Yeah.
almost all the time.
Every day.
Yeah, exactly. And there's been times where like, oh, we have to go to the OR. We have to operate on this lady, and we open her up, and she has this tumor the size of a basketball, dude. And I'm like, what is going on here?
Dang.
And I'm here like first surgeon, helping the doctor opening everything up.
And you can't show no emotion.
No, I mean you can,
But
you know,
you can't
but
like
at that
freak
time-
out though
at that
in
time,
a way where
yeah.
it's like, oh, she's screwed.
Yeah.
You gotta hold your composure
Yeah.
yeah,
and
exactly.
be like, okay, this is insane,
yeah,
but I'm in control. We're gonna do the best that we possibly can.
yeah.
Do you talk to yourself while you're in those moments?
No,
Or do you just go, is
You
it
just do it.
practice
Yeah,
so much
no,
that you
I
just
just-
know what to do?
Yeah, it's just being a decent human. That's all it takes, dude. Being a good person and a decent human and treating people the way you would want your parents to be treated.
Yeah.
That's what I tell myself. It's like, how would I want my mom and dad to be treated? And that's how I treat
That's a
people.
good reminder
Because,
because
like-
those are the people you hold closest to you in life.
Exactly.
If you lose touch of that, then you're just treating another person that you have no connection with or nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
But if you attach that emotion that this could be my
Yeah.
mom or dad, you're going to give them the best care possible.
Exactly.
And you're not just going to let them, you know.
I got like to just ask a question. Like, is it hard to go get like complacent?
What do you mean complacent?
Like you're there, and it's like you kind of lose that feeling a little bit.
Okay, so this is a big issue right now in like medicine, is like because of how hard we're worked, there's this thing called getting burnt out.
Like burnt out.
Yeah, and so people that generally feel more burnt out tend to care less.
Yeah,
that's what all the studies say, and it could be true.
Yeah,
I haven't experienced that yet, so I can't really I can't really answer that. But there are times where like I'm burnt out from working with a specific doctor, or I'm burnt out from getting treated a certain way.
Yeah,
and it's like, man, like why am I here? But at the end of the day, the patients that I see, they tell me they're appreciative of how I'm treating them and how I talk to them.
Yeah,
and that kind of gets me along through all the hardships.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and it sucks because like how I said, there's highs and lows. Seeing birth, seeing people die, but then there's also like other instances where it's like, like this is really cool what I'm doing.